Hi guys, it's Hannah from Trekitt and I'm here up in North Wales with Harry behind the camera as usual, and whew, goodness me, it feels great to be out. Really good to be back. It has been a very long winter and a really long lockdown, and honestly I'm really happy to see the back of it and to be back out and, you know, doing what we love. So the reason I'm here is to talk to you about the Montane Trailblazer. So this pack is the women's specific version. We've stocked the Trailblazer for a couple of years and we really love the pack. We think it's for fast and light hiking, for day trips, for even a bit of trail running and scrambling. We just think that these packs are unparalleled. They're amazing packs. So this 24-litre version obviously offers quite a bit more space than the 16. So it's better suited to longer hikes, winter stuff as well, where you've got to carry a few more layers, mountain marathons, that kind of thing. Just, you know, where you need the capacity to carry quite a bit of extra kit, but really comfortably. And as we go through this video, you'll see that every single feature, all the shoulder straps, the harness, everything on this has been specifically tailored to that incredible stability. So that's the most impressive thing about this pack, is how you can strap it on and, you know, cinch it all up, get that really good fit, and it just moves with you. It's a really impressive piece of kit. So stay tuned, and in this video I'll take you through the fit, the features, the material, and just give you a good inside look into the Montane Trailblazer 24. Okay guys, just before we get on with the rest of the video, if you hit that shiny subscribe button and then hit the little bell icon, you'll get a notification every time we post a video. So looking at the front of the pack then, the majority of the pack is made up of this 70 denier nylon. Now this nylon is really lightweight and really abrasion resistant, but just to give it that bit of extra toughness, on the bottom of the pack you have this really lovely and really tough 210 denier nylon. Now that's just to help protect the contents of your kit and your bag from scuffs and scrapes when you put it down on the floor to get your kit out. The entirety of the bag then is then given a DWR coating, so that's a durable water repellent coating. And that just helps water to bead off, you know, when it's raining, just makes it a bit more weather resistant. It doesn't make the pack waterproof, so if you're going to go out in bad weather with it, then we do recommend putting all your bits in dry bags, and that will just give it that extra bit of protection. So let's take a look at where all of the magic happens. So this is the back system on the Trailblazer, and it's a slightly different design on the 24 to the 16. So this is the women's specific Zephyr AD back system, and it's adjustable. So the slightly smaller version isn't adjustable, but this one has a lovely big Velcro strap that you can undo and shift the shoulder straps up and just adjust it if you're a bit taller than me. So the back system itself is fairly similar to the one that we see in the unisex version of the Trailblazer, but it's been sized a bit differently. So it's a little bit shorter and a little bit narrower, except for in the hips, where the hips are ever so slightly wider. So it's just a bit more suited to a female frame. But while we're down here, these hip fins are really worth a very good look at. So they wrap right around your body. So in the hip fins, the top of the pack and the shoulder straps, these are made using a very comfortable contact air mesh. So what it is, it's a bit like a honeycomb design and 3D. So it mimics a bit of padding, but much more lightweight than having padding everywhere. But it also means that it breathes exceptionally well. So it helps to wick sweat away from your body and just breathes it back out again. But back down to these hip fins, what they do is this is part of why the bag is so stable. So if you look at standard hip belt on a day pack, they tend to be these little webbing straps that start right back from here. And whilst, you know, in use, they're pretty good for if you're just going out for a day hike, they don't add a great deal of stability. And that's where these come in. So you've still got that little webbing webbing hip belt. Whew, got mine all tangled up here. But what it is it's joined to these lovely big hip fins. Now these hip fins, it's hard to get across in a video, but what they do is they kind of hug around your hips, and then you pull them nice and snug, and they just really encompass all around your body. And it spreads the weight of the pack nicely and the stability of the pack. And so when you're moving and hiking or scrambling and running, the whole pack just stays with you. I'm really impressed with these. They're one of my favorite features on the bag. So if you've already watched the video for the Trailblazer 16, then just take a bit of note of this because it is a bit different. So because this is the 24-litre version and it's going to be a bit bigger and a bit heavier because you're going to be carrying more kit, they've separated the hip fins. So you get that hip fin that sits snug to your body. But then it's also joined on to the hip fin here, which has that lovely big wand pocket. Now, you know, in the features in a little bit, I'll break down that wand pocket a bit more. But yeah, it's just something to note that they are separate. Okay, so we'll move up a bit now and have a closer look on these shoulder straps. So we're just going to have a little look at these chest straps because these are worth an honourable mention. They're really impressive. Montane use their click and go system for their chest straps. Now, this is the women's specific version, so it comes with two. They're a little bit elasticated. They're very elasticated actually, which means that, you know, when you're moving and you're breathing, the pack again moves with you and it's not a static strap, you know, that puts too much pressure across your bust. That's why they've also got two. So you can, obviously, this is the women's version, so we're going to have some boobs in the way. So you adjust them so that you have one strap that sits a bit higher on your bust and one a little bit lower so that you don't have a strap that restricts your breathing and pushes down on your boobs. So the click and go system, it can be adjusted on the one side. So you move it up and down, find where it feels comfortable. That top strap should sit about 3 fingers away from your collarbone and the other one just underneath your bust. And then the other side is where they just click into. So it's got these little notches underneath the plastic bit and then the clip just slips onto those. Now, this is solid. So with that lateral movement, it will not pull off. So that means that when you're running, you can run with confidence knowing that this is not going to ping open. Then to undo it, you grab it by the little toggle and as the name suggests, you just unclip it and it makes that really satisfying little clip. This system is really handy if you're wearing gloves. So if you do take this out as a winter pack and you've got big chunky winter gloves on, you just grab that toggle and undo it. It's really clever. So you're not faffing around with chest straps and having to squeeze little buckles. You've just got that little clip that just pulls off. So let's just take a look at this back system a little bit more. So behind this mesh that we were talking about earlier, you have a very thin layer of foam. Now that foam's really great because it means that when your bag is fully loaded, you've got loads of kit in there, you won't have anything that digs into your back. So it just means that you're going to be much more comfortable for the day. But when you look at the foam a little bit closer, it's got these really strategically placed cutouts, and what they have been designed to do is to maximize the airflow behind your back, just to really help stop that sweat buildup. And just like maximize that breathability. So at the very top of the shoulder straps then, you have these little points of adjustment. Now what these straps do is that they change the center of gravity for the pack. So if you cinch them in, not quite that much, but if you cinch them in, it pulls your pack closer into your back and moves the weight more over your hips, your knees and your ankles. I go into a bit more detail on these shoulder straps in our How to Fit Your Rucksack video. So if you haven't seen that before, that's a really good watch. So go and give that one a watch as well after you're finished here. Okay, so let's break down the features and grab a cup of tea because there is a lot of them. So we'll start from this side while we're here. So on the shoulder straps themselves, you get these two really generously sized pockets on the shoulder straps. They've got a little bit of that stretchy mesh on them too, so that you can fill them up a bit. So you can see I've actually got some sunglasses in these. So these are stretched out a bit here. But they'll take a phone, a compass, sunglasses, some like a packet of Jelly Babies. You know, if you roll them up and squeeze the air out, they'll go in there, or a small water bottle. And they're just sat in a really nice place so that if you need to get to it quickly, you don't have to stop and take your pack off. And that goes the same as the hip fin pockets. So in the hip fin pockets, they have a really big zip down the side, and they're massive. Like I can get like my whole hand in there. So they're a really good place to stash snacks or even an extra layer, something that you might need to get to quite quickly. Because of this mesh fabric, if you were out in really changeable conditions and you wanted to take like your waterproof jacket off while it was while it had dried up a bit, that mesh is really breathable. So you can stuff your jacket in there and it gives it a chance to dry out a bit more. So that hip fin pocket actually stretches all the way up to the side. So this is a good place to put a flask or a bottle. But anything that you put in this pocket can be accessed through that zip. So even if you stuffed, while you were packing your bag, if you stuffed in your jacket into this pocket and you needed to get to it quite quickly, without having to take your pack off, then you can do so through that pocket. I think it's just a really, really handy little design, actually. While we're down here, I didn't mention this on the shoulder straps, but it is really important. The shoulder straps themselves, where they join to the bag, rather than having like one point of adjustment, they actually come out in two. So two little adjustment points from the bag to this buckle on the shoulder strap. Now what that means is that depending on your body type, you can adjust one down a little bit further, so that if you had like slightly wider hips and a narrower waist, then you can cinch them down at different points just to really customize that fit and get it sitting as snug to you as possible. So your walking pole adjustment points then are here and here. So what you do is you thread them through this elasticated bungee on the shoulder strap and then slot it diagonally down through this little loop on the side of the pack. Now what that little loop does basically is it stops your poles from swinging out when you're moving. So it just helps keeps your poles really, really close to you. And if you're not using them, rather than having loads of little straps flapping around, they have these little garages, so you can just tuck them back away into the pocket. So there's that one, and there's that one, and then they're all away. It just sits nice and neat again. And on the side of the pack then, when you turn it over onto the side, you have these really handy little compression straps. And what that means is that when your pack isn't fully loaded, you can do those up a bit more, and that just compresses all your kit and again just keeps everything over your hips and helps to balance out your center of gravity. So moving around to the front, you've got this lovely big grab handle. And then you've got loads of pocket space on the front. This is really great. So in the lid then, you have this big stretchy pocket. So again, it's got that mesh that all these pockets are made out of. So again, if you wanted to put a bit of wet kit in there just to dry out, then you can. Alternatively, this pocket is actually a really good place to stash bits that you don't want to be digging around for in an emergency. So a head torch, or a first aid kit, this is a really, really good place to stash those. On the inside of the lid then, go in through this buckle. On the inside of the lid then, you have another little zip pocket. Zip them open, and he has a little key clip. So you can just attach your car keys or your house keys, whatever, and just keep them in there. And then at the end of the day, you don't have to dig back through your rucksack to find your keys. It's always the worst bit for me. On the front of the pack, before we go in, you have this little webbing system. Now what this webbing system is it's a place where you can attach like bungee cords. So Yep, lots of little holes so you can zigzag your bungee cords across, and then you have another place where you can stash a jacket or an extra bit of kit. And that's really handy, really another little space hack. And on the front here as well, you have a little webbing strap for a bike light. So if you were going to take it out on the bike, then that's where you'd put that. Okay, going inside. So go in through the lid, and then you've got this big draw cord that goes into the big main pocket. So you pull that. It's also got a little loop here, which is you pull it apart. And then we're going to go inside. I'm going to take all my kit out first. Okay, that's a bit better. I can show you the inside now. I turn it around and open it up. You can see that this main pocket is just a big bucket. It is just somewhere where you just chuck in all your layers, all your kit, and it just hauls it. It's a really great pocket. It also has on the inside your bladder sleeve. So where you'd stash your water bladder. It's got a little Velcro strap at the top, which is what you would thread your the top of your water bladder in then. So when it was half full, it doesn't sink to the bottom of your bag, and that's just where that sits. But yeah, so this just carries quite a lot of kit really, really comfortably. I'm going to load it back up again now. So if you love the Trailblazer, then, obviously this is the women's version. We stock the unisex version as well. Range of different colours and different literages as well, so different sizes. So just click the link on our screen. That'll take you over to the website and you can stock the Trailblazer range. And if you love the video and you love the content that we're putting out, then hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and yeah, we just really appreciate it. But yeah, thank you guys. It's been really lovely to talk to you today, and I will see you next time. Bye.